Welcome, and how are you, my beautiful people? Good morning, good evening, and good night, as the crazy Jim Carrey would say on Twitter. Ha ha ha. No, he would say that on The Truman Show. If I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I threw good morning in there because I don't really know where you are when you are listening to this, so I just want you to make sure that it is good, and that what you are doing is good, and that everything you've done is good. Excuse me. I, I can't brain today. I have the dumb. I wanted to talk a little bit more about myself, about the dreams, about the struggle, the puzzle of life that seems to be. I've been dabbling into this crazy thought experiment idea in which it incorporates everything, all encompassing, all overwhelming, to what really is going on, and not necessarily my life, but yours as well, because we are both freaking monkeys on this planet, spaceship Earth, zooming at, I think it's like 800,000 miles per hour through the universe, just circling the sun like a crazy goddamn freaking stalker. We're looking around like, what's that? What's that? And we just keep looking at it and spinning and always twirling, always twirling. Excuse me. No, I want to talk about essentially the idea of that's what we are, and that's what, if you look up, if you look down, it all seems to correlate. It all seems to have the same pattern, in essence. Gaia theory, where the world is the organism, to a cell structure where a cell can literally duplicate itself over and over and over again and create a huge, from a single cell organism to a complex organism. The idea of that is sometimes overwhelming, but at the same time, you see these patterns where your brain tries to structure them into a recognizable thing. Like, it's very, I keep using the word overwhelming. I constantly think about it. It's just like a constant rock in my shoe that I could never take the shoe off, can never get rid of the rock that I'm just always thinking about. Something that always calms me down when I think about it is I like the couple phrases where he's how, not he, I'm talking about Alan Watts. Alan Watts has a couple phrases that calms me down, and he talks about how you can never know yourself. The knife can't cut itself. A light will never illuminate itself. That's what you will never know yourself. You just are. So that really helps me calm down. After I do get overwhelmed, I'm just like, oh, I'm just a knife. I'm just supposed to cut. That's all I'm here for. Oh, I'm just a light. I'm just supposed to light shit up. Like, it's literally that simple. And it kind of correlates to the idea that me and I had a crazy long conversations with a couple friends just over the month of June. I want to say June 2015 has been one of the greatest informational, eye-opening periods of my life in a while. I could say that it's helped me get past through, get to a certain point in my life where I do no longer feel as overwhelmed, as hopeless as I did. And a lot of that had to do with the conversations I had with a couple good buddies of mine. One buddy in particular has a, I don't want to say parallel, it's not parallel, it is kind of parallel, but it is perpendicular at the same time, philosophy about this huge floating rock Earth that I have as well. We both are big fans of the Joe Rogan Experience, Asian as well as Western philosophy. We both love Alan Watts, probably one of our favorite philosophers that we like to quote back and forth to each other. But he likes the idea. I've always been of the mindset that it's this big kind of process and progress that you undertake, and that it's all about kind of the thing as a whole, and essentially non-violence, and that we're all working towards this whole. And he has this similar philosophy, well, not similar, but just contradictory philosophy to my point of view, that the individual seems to be the strive maker, the one that goes forth into, I don't know, the maker, the Godhead is the individual, And he sees that through violence, kind of essentially through aggression, through animalistic behavior, through the idea that that's what we're here to do. We're here to be knives. We are a knife. We can never know what we are. We can never cut ourselves, but we're here to cut. We are this physical meat body sack mass, and that all we are here to do is to experience and to benefit this huge, this crazy thing that has fingers and it has feet, it has knees and eyeballs and ears, and we are just this thing that when we essentially wake up in the morning, we wake up and we are a knife. We are that knife and we just cut. We are a human being body and we just go. And then we do the human being body activity. And what I wouldn't argue, we both see that idea, but he's helped me get past the idea that this body is like not necessarily connected to every other body. He's helped me see the disconnect, the fact that we are all animals, essentially, and that it's my body versus your body and mind, essentially. Not even mind. An idiot could take on a big dumb boxer will fucking fuck up the smartest Bill Gates looking dude with geeky glasses, and that's what he kind of helped me see is the competitiveness of nature, the animalistic side to it, and how being a beast in nature, all it really means is taking care of yourself and your body and making sure you are there, essentially, through eating and drinking and sleeping and maintaining you. It's all about you. Where I had thought about, we're here to make each other better. I'm not trying to say that either one of us is wrong or either one of us is right, but I just had never considered that is essentially the trick to the game. If you want to go up the ladder, the corporate ladder, be a ruthless scumbag in money, be competitive, be aggressive, and then you're the number one alpha dog in Wall Street. Because you essentially are the alpha predator. Your body, you put your body in the right places through your mind, and now you are that better. It's helped me, the idea of thinking that you are this body has helped me also start working out more often than I used to. I used to love doing cardio activities, just riding my bicycle and skateboarding around, but I never saw the need to lift weights, and why do I take care of this body? It's like I'm never going to have to, I never really thought that die hard into it. It's just like I guess kind of lazy, you would say. It's like I don't need big dumb muscles. I have enough muscles to lift up everything I would need, but I do have these muscles. He kind of helped me see that. It's like I do have these muscles, and what are you just going to let them sit there? Do you want to maintain them? Do you want to try to make them better? And I never looked at my body as essentially I guess I have looked at it as a tool, but as this tool that can be honed and refined and maintained and made better through discipline, through ritual, through exercise, essentially. And I was more of the mind part of it. The body was just this thing that had to keep the mind going. And now I'm seeing it from his perspective, where the mind is just this thing that has to keep the body going, essentially. If you can think about that in open-minded terms, is what I'm really trying to get at, is that I thought it was all this. I'm pointing at my head. I thought it was all just the brain, the mind, the space between the 6 inches between your ears. And what he's helped me see is that it's everything. It's not only everything you're seeing, but it's also everything you are, essentially. Brings me back to Alan Watts. It's not why do we say I have a body and not I am a body? Excuse me, we have a body. I am not a body. But I am. It's kind of a both. It's the duality, and that's what we've always considered being the ultimate. We just talked about how that's kind of a very comforting thought. We've always considered that the duality of the life, the struggle between the non-violence of my perspective and the violence of his perspective, is essentially what it is. It's that. You won't know black without white. You can't know. It's the yin and yang. We always call it the wave and the trough. It's the in order for me to know who I am, I have to know who you are. Kind of idea. By identifying you, I identify who I am. That's an old African proverb, if I can remember it. How's it go? I am because we are. I saw some documentary about in Africa. That's one of the lines they use. I am because we are. And without we, and because there's a we, I know what an I is. But I wanted to kind of get a little bit of those thoughts down on the duality of both of our arguments of philosophy of what this big old thing is. And if you have any ideas of what this is, please, please, please send me an email, send me an update. I really love the ideas that come forth. I've gotten a handful of follows, but no such luck in anything creative yet. But I will keep pumping these out and creating them because I do like listening to them and keeping a record of what I am essentially doing. I think this is the new form of journaling. I did not like journaling, or I did, but I did for a long time, and now I can just kind of upload this up on the internet and it's there. I don't have to keep the book around. Or the actual physical journal itself. So I think that's technology, future, momentum for you. So I will stop this conversation here. If you are out there, here, let's read this. You are the only person that you can prove has self-awareness. Oh, that's a line I wrote down. And I think we talked about that too. You are the only person who you can prove is real. I just read something the other day that no one can prove that time is real. There's no scientific experiment that you can do to prove that time exists, because you're the observer watching the clock, and you can't say, I guess we agree that this clock is there and counting, but no, you can't tell, even without the clock, you can't tell what time exists. Or I don't know, I'll find it and I'll redo it, but I like the idea that you can't prove that you're here. My essential idea was you're the only person that can prove that you have self-awareness. I can't. How do I know that everybody else that I see, that I talk to, isn't me? Which I love talking about. It's the rock in my shoe I will never get rid of. And I love the people that I talk to that idea about with. Big up to my buddies. Big up to the happy 4th of July weekend. It was a beautiful time. If you were not a veteran of any foreign wars, it was a beautiful time to be a suburban, spoiled, rich kid. There are a lot of drunk people, so I hope you guys didn't have any issues with bad decision making when you're drunk. But all in all, it was a good weekend in my eyes. Go find yourself. Be a cool person. Be good to the world. Keep posting up, keep checking in with me here, because I'll keep putting them up. I'll do 3 thankfuls. I'm thankful for my country, I'm thankful for my state, I'm thankful for my city. How about that? Just because I'm slowly learning to like the place geographically that I live. Those are my 3 thankfuls, 3 feelings. I feel very optimistic. I feel kind of timid because I really want to go forward with some ideas that I have, and I feel guilty for a lot of things that I've done, but I'm slowly overcoming them. Doing this is making me feel good. But so guilty, timid, and optimistic, so that's not all bad. Thanks again for listening. I will be posting this up. Follow us at No Quarter Podcast, no25andrew at Gmail. Hit us up. No25andrew on Twitter. If you want to see, I will keep posting these on. Check out my fish tanks. Check out my, I'll be talking about my other human tanks. Those are coming out. Thanks again for listening. I'll be putting them back out. Stay classy. Remember, we have no quarter. The dogs of doom are howling. All right, see ya.